channel. My name is Tekk Amaku, and if you block my driveway, then I might have to give you 2 seconds, maybe 4 seconds to get towed. Just kidding. Listen, there are notary publics that are loan signing agents, and then there are notary signing agents, and then there are loan signing notaries. Here's the thing: that distinction, it is imaginary. Everybody, but it's really not. It's something that's made up to market the facilitation of closing docs, mortgages, and buying and selling property. So the role or the title of somebody who's a notary signing agent isn't a real thing. The reason why loan signing is not a business is very simple when you apply the definition of what is a business. A business, by definition, is a step-by-step process that does not require the presence of. For example, if you own a notary business, or if you own rather a loan signing business, then that is in fact a fallacy. You're the way that you formulate that sentence is in fact incorrect, because the word loan signing business, those two words are they contradict. They cannot be used the same. Loan signing is by definition a notary public, which is the title, a notary public who has acquired their client from a third-party source. So let me break that down for you. Let me explain. If you are a notary public, you're commissioned in your respective state, and that job, that assignment has been handed to you via a third-party app, a signing service, title company, real estate agent, escrow officer. If, other words, if the client didn't go directly to you, if you didn't directly acquire the client, meaning the person who's getting the document signed, if they're not directly contacting you and they're paying you either electronically through cash or some other form of payment, if they're not paying you, then that's not your client. That client belongs to the title company. That client belongs to whoever contacted that client and then received payment, transacted payment with them. As a loan signing agent, you have come in. Hey, what's up? As a loan signing agent, you have come in and helped that family cross the finish line. Yes, you have come in and helped to facilitate the closing of these, or the signing of these loan documents, but that is not your client. So by definition, the business, which requires you to help the real business, which is the client, which is the title company, that's the real business. The escrow officer, that's the real business. They're the ones running the business, because they're facilitating the payment of something, and they don't have to be there. It's you're there. Right? You're the part of the equation that has to do the work. A business doesn't require your presence. So let me give you what would a notary public business actually look like? Let me outline. I'm glad you asked, because you're in the right place. I'm glad you asked. So let me outline that for you. Here's what a notary public business looks like. It's three things. Generate the lead. Number 2, close the call. Number 3, you delegate the job. In that order. The client has to come from somewhere. the lead, the prospect, however you want to call it, the buyer, that person has to come from somewhere. And for Notary Public, that person is going to come from Google Ads. That means somewhere in your city, across America, somebody got onto their phone. They probably said to myself, damn, why did I wait so long to get a Notary Public? My wife told me to do this 2 weeks ago. I can't believe it's taking me this long. Oh my God, now they're panicked, now they're stressed. And they pull out their phone, they open up their Chrome app or Safari, and then they type in Notary Public near me. Hit enter, and then your name pops up first or second or third. They hit the link, they check out your profile, see if there's a possibility of booking appointments. That's the client generation process right there. That's the behavior that most people are following when they find and they're looking for a Notary Public. So you have to be able to generate the lead. The second part is to close the call. Now, here's where, well, the first part is where most people will actually fail, right? Most signing agents, most loan signing agents, notary signing agents, their idea of getting a client, getting a lead involves work, for lack of better words. It involves getting into the car, driving to nursing homes, driving to tow truck companies, driving to hospitals, driving to title companies and Fidelity and restaurants and all these places, and handing out business cards, handing out flyers and handing out magnets and handing out goodie bags in hopes of somebody who probably needs a notary somewhere down the line, and then that person relying on their memory to say, who was that nice young fella? Who was that nice young lady who called, who came here and dropped off a stack of business cards? Oh yeah, they can't remember because that stack of business cards that you dropped off, they threw them away. They're in the trash. They're somewhere in the corner. They're not being used. Most people, they fumble that whole process. They think that's their idea of lead generation, but in fact, it's way more simpler than that. Lead generation is way more simpler than that. Google Ads is how most 99% of people look for things. They go online and then they search. And whoever pops up first, whoever answers the phone first, and then that person is able to get their business. It's really that simple. So have you invested any time into learning Google Ads? Have you taken any time to learn digital marketing like Google Ads? That's really it. That's all. That's the only type of marketing I do is Google Ads. The second part, which is closing the call. This is, I mean, if you make it past the first part, which is generating the lead, then good for you. But if you don't, let's say you make it past that part, and now you got to close the call. So the person decides that they want to call you. Your company is a viable company, and then they want to contact you. Now here is where most notaries, definitely no signing agents, most notaries, they completely fumble this step right here. They've never had any type of sales call training, never had any type of customer support background, nothing. They have no idea how to conduct themselves over the phone. That part is completely foreign to them. Oh boy, the last thing a customer wants to do is get on the phone with somebody who has no clue what they're talking about. And I'm saying, you don't have to be Mr. Polite, Mr. Expert on the phone, but you just have to know how not to talk yourself out of the job. That's it. Don't say something that's going to end up with you, with the person hanging up on you, or them based upon your conversation, making the determination that this person probably isn't the right person to help me with my complex situation. And notaries do a great job of talking themselves out of business. It's remarkable. How do I know? We do what's called mystery calls. I know you didn't know this, but we actually have a digital marketing for Notary Public. We have a digital marketing called Blue Seal Notary, where we ran notary ads for people, for clients for other notaries. And a part of that package was, especially for notaries who had teams, we would do, and for them as well, what we would do, well, so let's say you were a notary and you called us to, contracted us to do digital marketing for you. So we would set up a Google ad account, and then we run ads for you for 3 months. And then what we would do is we would call you. We would train you on how to handle phone calls, easy ones, difficult ones, challenging ones. And you never knew when we would call. It would be a complete mystery. And we would grade you on 4 different areas: your professional greeting, you disqualifying the call or disqualifying the potential client, and then you qualifying the client, and then you closing the deal. Invariably, and a part of that whole training process is we would mystery call other notary publics, like just randomly, Texas, Miami, Ohio. We would everywhere, Indianapolis. We would do this to demonstrate that how many people neglect the one thing that leads to more clients, which is sales call training. We would demonstrate just how easy people fumble this step. We would say, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad that you are not good at this. 100% of the people in your city are not good at this either. But just by you taking the necessary steps to learn how to do a professional greeting. Thank you for calling Domino's Notary. This is Thomas speaking. How may I help you? What city do you live in? What type of ID do you have? Who's signing the documents? Okay, sounds like we can help you. Qualification. Here's the disqualification part. So here's how we can help you. Here's the next step. We can contact you via text message, or we can send you an email if you're calling from your office because you're a law firm, or you're calling from your cell phone because you're in a hospital. And then you can select the time that works for you. Select the date and time that works for you and your family. We'll be happy to help you. Qualification part. Closing the call. All right, so you're going to get a text message or you're going to get an email. Click on the link. Find the time that works for you guys. If you need any questions, just don't hesitate to reach out to us. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take the payment over the phone. Yeah, we do accept cards. We don't accept any checks. The total is going to be $179.13. Yes, we do accept credit cards. I'll take your 16-digit card number, take the expiration date, take the 3-digit security code, and the zip code. Is it your name that's on the card? Your full name, first and last? Okay, excellent. You should be receiving that confirmation shortly. Like, you'd be surprised how many people can't do that. The second step, it's only 3 steps. You generate the lead, you close the call, like I just did, right? And then you delegate the job. Here's the third step. If you are a loan signing agent, notary signing agent, by definition, you do not have a notary business unless you have a step-by-step process that doesn't require you to be there. And here's again, a loan signing business, that's a fallacy. It's a conundrum. It can't be used in the same sentence. Loan signing business. Loan signing by definition is not a business, and it's because of this last step, which is delegate the job. Again, a business by definition is something that doesn't require you to be there. Delegate the job. If you're a loan signing agent, notary signing agent, you can't delegate the job. You do it. So by definition, you have to be there. So there, by definition, it is not a business. It can't be. It just doesn't work. You cannot call a loan signing business because you have to be there. So, but if you do have a notary public business and you have generated the lead, you have closed the call, and now you have time to delegate the job. At this point, now it's time to find somebody to go out and then fulfill the signing. Guys, don't let these people fool you. Don't let these people start tricking you out of your hard-earned money and telling you that you can have a loan signing business. Don't let people. There's all types of people all over the internet who get on YouTube and say any old thing. Those days are over. You got to show and prove. You got to tell us how come you've been telling people about loan signing businesses, and then you've been telling them how much opportunity there is, but I can't even find a client. If you have a loan signing business, you don't have a business. You have self-employment. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not. But please resist the urge to continue calling loan signing a business, because you will forever continuously be confused. You're gonna be confused. Why can't you find a client? A business should not have any struggle, any problem finding a client. If you have a business, if you are a business, and you think you are, and you have a struggle and you have a hard time finding a client, you don't have a system to generate leads, which is the first step. Does that make sense? Is that registering? It's time to put this to an end. The time has come to put this to an end. Loan signing and business cannot be used in the same sentence. If you stuck around for this long to watch the video, then I appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming along with me. There'll be more videos. There'll be more talk about the notary public industry and how you guys can take it to the next level using automation, AI technology, and using sales calls, sales scripts, and learning how to take these phone calls so that you don't have to worry yourself about where my next client come from, how to use Google Ads, digital marketing. All right, this is the future, guys. Thank you guys for sticking along. Don't forget, you can subscribe, because I'll be sharing more videos, and I've got hundreds of videos that's already out there. So if I haven't talked about something that pertains to what you like, then let me know in the comments. But there's plenty of videos about all different topics. All right, you guys, talk to you later.